Looks like the haters are getting ready for their big parade. You in?
Oh, I'm in. I'm a total hater.
While it does tie in with the first two games, in many ways inFamous Second Son is a fresh start for the series, taking place years later with new characters on the fresh, rainy streets of Seattle. It's also on all-new hardware, serving as the first major exclusive since launch. But is it the hero that PS4 owners truly deserve?
And for God's sake, don't touch anything!
I'm gonna touch everything.
A rebel at heart, Delsin Rowe's newfound abilities put him at odds with the DUP, a mercenary group formed to capture similarly gifted individuals. Even among the extraordinary, Rowe's powers are rare, allowing him to absorb new abilities from other conduits. And when a prison break leads the DUP to lock down Seattle, Delsin and his brother Reggie follow in search of a power that could help their ailing people.
See? We're not all monsters. Spread the word.
Delsin is a true mischief maker, never passing up the opportunity to make a wisecrack or trade banter with other characters, keeping affairs lighthearted and humorous. While better graphics don't necessarily result in better storytelling, Second Son benefits from lifelike facial animation, as expressive details communicate annoyance, frustration, relief, and so much more through subtle nonverbal cues.
Listen, there might be another way that we can get to Augustine.
What other way?
Meanwhile, the developer's portrayal of Seattle is gorgeous, truly showing off the advantages of new hardware with sharp textures, long draw distances, and abundant particle effects. Time and weather shifts in accordance with the story, painting the city in different moods, and the typically wet pavement looks great, except for the fact that puddles don't react when you walk through them. Much of what makes the city stand out isn't tech, however, so much as its finely crafted locations, capturing the spirit of Seattle and bringing it to life with reactive pedestrians. Due to its open-world nature, there are times when you'll come across the odd bug or bump in performance, but such cases are fairly rare.
You're the one that allowed that to happen.
Fans of previous inFamous games will certainly feel comfortable controlling Second Son, but Delsin's new moves aren't simply a palette swap for Cole's lightning. For one, the cover system has been done away with. Mobility is now your primary defense. Since you're no longer cowering behind barricades, you feel more like a superhero, and you can quickly dash to reposition, run up walls to deal with snipers, or hightail it to a power source to recharge your health. Likewise, traversing the environment is simpler and faster, as powers quickly launch you to the rooftops, mostly eliminating the need for tedious climbing.
Wow. Seem to be getting the hang of your, new symptoms.
Smoke and Neon are the only powers we can show, but there are more unconventional abilities to be had. Each set of powers feels distinct, both in terms of combat and how you move through the world. Smoke bombs stun groups of enemies by making them cough, while Neon allows you to target non-lethal ankle shots to take out guards more quickly. Rather than swapping abilities on the fly, you'll need to identify power sources in the environment. You draw from smokestacks, flaming cars, or neon signs to change powers, or simply refill your ammo reserves. And the need to keep them in mind certainly plays a role in how you approach a situation.
What does that even mean?
After gaining each new element, you'll build your arsenal piece by piece. At first, the smoke dash is your sole ability, but as you find core relays, you unlock smoke shots, hovering, missiles, and more. To make further upgrades, you have to hunt down quadcopters flying throughout the city, shoot them down, and collect the blast shards within. Most of the upgrades you spend these glowing nuggets on merely boost efficiency, but the most significant ones change the nuances of your abilities based on karma.
But I'm gonna be different, okay? I'm not there doing what they do. I'm there to save lives. I'm gonna be like Superman.
With good karma, you can heal by dashing into smoke vents, or you can slow time while aiming with neon. With evil karma, you can execute a brutal dashing melee attack, or deliver a charge shot that turns enemies into ash. Your moral path also affects how often you can use the devastating karmic bomb attacks, with evil requiring you to kill in quick succession, while good allows you to fill your meter more patiently. You should make your choice to be good or evil right at the start of the game. It doesn't pay to be wishy-washy, and if you move too far in the opposite direction, you'll be demoted, losing access to some of the powers you've unlocked. Whether you subdue or execute enemies plays a big part in earning good or evil karma. And there are also karmic opportunities around the city, such as silencing street musicians or busting drug dealers. Most significant are major choices you make in the course of the story, not only altering the tone the plot takes, but in some cases, providing alternate missions based on your choice. A first run through the game lasts about 12 to 15 hours, but you may want to play again to see how the powers and story differ on the other side.
I got this whole thing figured out, okay? We hit the town, we load up at the all-you-can-leech conduit power buffet, We maybe swing by the Space Needle, always wanted to see it, and then we're back home to save some lives.
The story provides a strong narrative anchor to guide you through the game, but your encounters with the DUP lack a sense of diversity. As the game progresses, you'll certainly encounter heavier troops and even shoot down full-sized helicopters, but all wield variations of the same concrete powers.
See, that's pre-programmed bull... Shit.
Likewise, the majority of content outside the main story isn't all that interesting. The map is split into various districts, and it's your task to clear them of DUP presence by attacking bases, finding audio logs, identifying undercover agents, and so on. Once you've tackled the majority of these objectives in a zone, you can then bait the troops into a district showdown, defeating them to unlock a fast travel point. With relatively simple tasks and a dozen districts to clear, the process ends up feeling repetitive over time.
Okay, fine. Do it your way.
The one interesting and innovative outlier is the Paper Trail side quest, which you can begin online even before you start playing the game. From your browser, you examine fake corporate web pages, take strange quizzes, and peek at confidential documents. Then, in-game, you chase a conduit leaving a trail of origami, examine a crime scene, and find clues to link back to your online account. The full scope of the Paper Trail is due to be released episodically, so we've only seen the tip of it so far, but color us intrigued.
But you have to promise me you won't say anything to anyone.
inFamous Second Son is visually stunning with rocking dynamic music to boot, but with its repetitive side tasks, the finely crafted Seattle streets feel a bit lacking in things to do. Nevertheless, the game's characters and core story arc hold strong. The varied and eccentric powers give you a lot to experiment with, and you truly feel like a superhero, with the city at your fingertips.
Right? And of course, the only downside being that, nope, can't think of anything. This is pretty freaking awesome.